Welcome back, everybody, to the deep dive. Today we are diving deep into the world of affirmations.
Affirmations.
Do they really work?
Do they?
Or they just feel good fluff? I mean, who knows? But we're going to figure it out today.
We are going to try.
We've got a ton of sources for this one.
Yeah.
We've got blog posts, we've got articles, even a couple of YouTube videos.
Sounds like fun.
So we're going to cover it all.
Yeah, we got some real practical stuff.
Yeah.
Some real life stories, too.
Yeah. And some that dig into
Science.
the science behind it all. So
Yeah. Should we start with the stories?
I think we have to.
Okay, let's do it.
I mean, I always find those are the ones that really help me connect with these concepts.
Yeah, me too. They make it real.
They make it real, exactly. And I was reading this blog called Do Daily Positive Affirmations Have the Power to Change Your Life?
Okay.
And it was so interesting. They had some amazing examples. And I was really drawn to the story of Melissa, this teacher who was struggling with some self-esteem issues. And she decided to start using this affirmation, I am enough.
Mm-hmm.
And she said it completely shifted her mindset.
Wow. I mean, it's so simple, right?
Right.
I am enough,
Yep.
but it's so direct, and it's addressing such a core need I think all of us have, which is self-acceptance. And I think just by saying that over and over again, she's basically like retraining her brain to recognize her worth.
And then there was this other story about Rachel, who's this entrepreneur who was really dreaming of starting her own business.
Okay.
And she was using the affirmation, I am a magnet for success.
I love that one.
And guess what? Within 6 months, she had launched her dream company.
That's amazing.
I know.
But it makes me think like it sounds like magic.
It does.
But I bet there's like a neurological component to this.
What do you mean?
Like when we repeat these affirmations, maybe we're strengthening specific neural pathways in the brain that are associated with like positive emotions and beliefs.
So we're literally rewiring ourselves for success.
Yeah, rewiring for success. I like that.
It's pretty cool. But what about the spiritual side of things? I know you were really interested in this blog we found.
Oh, yeah. A Biblical View of Affirmations by Val-Marie Paper.
Yeah. What was it about that one that spoke to you?
Well, I think sometimes we can get caught up in the self-improvement aspect of affirmations.
Right.
And this blog really reminded me that affirmations can connect us to something bigger, It highlighted this affirmation, my value is not determined by what I accomplish today, and then it linked it to Colossians 3:11 in the Bible.
I love that.
Yeah, it's about like recognizing our inherent worth as individuals, not just what we do,
Yeah, it's so powerful.
It is.
And it kind of reminds me of something I saw in this YouTube video where they were talking about affirmations as like cleaning up your frequency.
Clean up your frequency.
Yeah, like aligning yourself with like a higher vibration.
Yeah, I love that concept. It makes me think about intention,
Oh, yeah.
Like when we repeat these affirmations with that conviction behind them.
We're putting out that energy into the universe.
It's like manifesting.
It is manifesting.
Okay, so we've got personal stories, we've got the spiritual angle. Now let's get into the science.
Okay, let's do it.
There was this great YouTube video called The Science Behind Affirmations, Do They Actually Work? By Dr. Magana Dixit.
I think I saw that one.
She said that something like 95% of our thoughts are automated.
Wow.
They're just like on autopilot based on our past experiences.
No wonder it's so hard to break those negative thought patterns.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like our thinking is just unconscious.
Right.
But what's really interesting is Dr. Dixit also talked about how affirmations might actually be working on like a neurological level.
Really?
Yeah, our thoughts can actually reshape our brain's neural circuits.
So we're literally rewiring our brains for positivity.
I know, right? It's amazing.
It reminds me of that genie in a bottle analogy from The Secret.
Oh, yeah, Rhonda Byrne?
Yeah.
The Secret. It's all about the law of attraction, right? The idea that our thoughts create our reality.
Exactly. Like if you focus on what you want, and you can embody that feeling of already having it,
you can attract it into your life. I mean, that sounds a little too good to be true.
It does sound pretty good.
Can I just think my way to winning the lottery?
Well,
Wish.
I don't know about that, but one thing The Secret really highlights is visualization.
Okay.
And we saw that come up in some of the other sources too. Like when we vividly imagine our desired outcome, we might be priming our minds to recognize opportunities and then act in ways that help us achieve those goals.
Okay, so it's not just about wishing for things to happen.
No.
It's about aligning our thoughts and our feelings and our actions with our goals.
Yes, exactly. And there's another really important element that I think we need to touch on.
Right.
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
We saw that in The Secret and a YouTube video we watched called Podcast Episode #56, Do Positive Affirmations Work?
Okay.
And it makes sense. When we appreciate what we already have, we shift our focus from lack to abundance,
Right.
and it makes us more open to receiving more good things.
So gratitude is like a key ingredient in making affirmations work.
I think so.
So we're creating a positive mindset that attracts more positivity.
I love that.
If our listeners are interested in learning more about all of this and the different resources that we're talking about today, you can check out the links that we've got in the episode description.
Definitely go check those out.
And if you like what you hear, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into all sorts of fascinating topics.
Awesome. And hey, we're just getting started.
I know.
We're going to talk more about this in the next part of our deep dive.
Can't wait.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's like our subconscious minds are already using affirmations.
Really?
All the time, even without us realizing it.
That's kind of crazy.
I know. It's like this constant chatter going on beneath the surface, shaping our thoughts, shaping our beliefs.
So if we're not consciously choosing our affirmations, what kind of messages are we sending out?
Well, think of it like this. Our subconscious is this giant storehouse
Oops.
of all our past experiences, beliefs, conditioning. And all of that creates these things you could call subconscious affirmations.
Subconscious affirmations.
And they can be positive or negative.
Oh, yeah.
And they're constantly influencing how we see ourselves and how we see the world around us.
So we're basically running on autopilot.
Yeah.
But we don't even know what program is running.
Exactly.
That's a little scary.
Yeah, it can be, especially if those subconscious affirmations are based on, limiting beliefs or negative experiences.
Right.
But the good news is we can reprogram those subconscious messages.
Okay. How do we do that?
Well, that's where the deliberate practice of affirmations comes in.
Okay.
By choosing those positive affirmations and repeating them regularly, we can start to shift those subconscious patterns. It's like planting new seeds in the garden of our minds.
I love that analogy.
I know, right?
So we're not just covering up the weeds, we're actually pulling them out by the roots and replacing them with something beautiful.
Exactly. You got it. And the more we engage in this conscious practice, the more we can shift our subconscious affirmations from limiting to liberating.
So it's like we're upgrading the operating system of our minds.
You got it.
This all sounds amazing, but I have to be honest, I'm a little skeptical. Is there any scientific evidence to back this up? Can our thoughts actually change our reality?
That's a great question. And, the research on affirmations specifically is ongoing.
Okay.
But there's a growing body of evidence that shows our thoughts and beliefs have a huge impact on our physical and mental well-being. Have you heard of the placebo effect? Studies have shown that our expectations can impact healing even when we're given a sugar pill instead of actual medicine.
Wow, that's pretty powerful.
I know, right?
So if we believe something strongly enough, our minds can trick our bodies into healing.
It really speaks to that mind-body connection.
That's wild.
It is. And, it seems like this ancient wisdom is starting to be validated by modern science.
Okay, so our minds can influence our health. But what about things like attracting success, wealth, or better relationships? Can affirmations really help us with that kind of stuff?
Well, that's where that concept of the law of attraction comes in.
Okay.
Popularized by The Secret.
Right, the genie in a bottle idea.
Exactly, we're all summoning genies with our thoughts and feelings.
But that still feels a little too simplistic to me. Can we really just think our way to $1 million?
Okay, so it might not be quite that straightforward.
Yeah.
But the core idea behind the law of attraction is that, attracts. What you focus on expands in your life. So if you focus on lack and scarcity, you're more likely to experience those things.
That makes sense.
But if you cultivate those thoughts and feelings of abundance, you open yourself up to receiving more.
Okay, so it's about aligning our energy with what we want to attract.
Yes, and The Secret emphasizes feeling the emotion of already having what you desire. Embodying that feeling of joy, gratitude, fulfillment in the present moment.
So we have to act as if we already have it.
Yes.
Even if we don't see it in our physical reality yet.
Exactly. And, it takes effort.
Yeah, sounds like it.
It takes discipline, but it can become more natural with practice.
Okay.
And remember, it's not just about material things,
Right.
It's about attracting anything that aligns with our highest good, love, joy, peace, meaningful relationships, purpose-driven work, abundance in all its forms.
So it's about creating that state of being that's receptive to what we want rather than forcing things to happen.
Exactly.
But what about those times when we're feeling doubtful or fearful? You know, those negative thoughts can be so persistent. How do we deal with those?
Well, I think the first step is awareness. When you notice those negative thoughts creeping in, just acknowledge them without judgment.
So don't try to push them away.
Exactly. Don't try to pretend they're not there.
Okay.
Just observe them with curiosity.
Okay, so we notice them, but then how do we actually shift our focus from that fear and doubt to something more positive?
That's where affirmations come in again.
Oh, okay.
So when those doubts start whispering in your ear, you counteract them with positive affirmations. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, I'll never get that promotion,
right,
replace it with, I am capable and deserving of success.
Okay, so it's like we're having this mental battle, replacing those negative thoughts with positive ones.
Exactly. And the more we consciously choose those positive thoughts, the weaker those doubts and fears become. It's like strengthening a muscle.
Okay, so we're using affirmations to reprogram our subconscious minds, attract what we want, combat those pesky doubts and fears. There's a lot of power packed into a few simple words, but I'm curious, where does self-love fit into all of this?
Oh, self-love is fundamental.
Okay.
It's the foundation. If we don't love and accept ourselves unconditionally, it's hard to truly believe we deserve good things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Our subconscious might be filled with messages of self-criticism and unworthiness.
It's like we're putting up this wall between ourselves and all the good stuff the universe wants to give us.
Exactly. Self-love is about recognizing our inherent worth, embracing our imperfections, treating ourselves with kindness and compassion.
Yeah.
It's the key to unlocking our full potential and letting abundance flow into our lives.
So how do we actually cultivate more self-love?
Well, it's a journey,
Yeah.
but it's a worthy one.
Okay.
Start by paying attention to your self-talk.
Okay.
Are you constantly criticizing yourself or comparing yourself to others? Notice those negative patterns and make a conscious effort to replace them with positive affirmations of self-love and acceptance.
So we're giving ourselves like a pep talk.
Exactly.
Reminding ourselves of our strength, celebrating our unique qualities.
Yes, and recognizing that we're all perfectly imperfect beings.
I love that.
Worthy of love and happiness just as we are.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
We've explored the power of affirmations to reprogram our subconscious minds, attract what we want, combat those negative thoughts that can sometimes hold us back. And we've talked about the importance of self-love as the foundation for it all. But before we wrap up, do you have any practical tips for our listeners who are ready to start putting all of this into practice?
Absolutely. Start small and be consistent.
Okay.
Choose 1 or 2 affirmations that really resonate with you and repeat them regularly throughout the day. Write them down, put them on sticky notes, make them your phone's lock screen, whatever helps you stay focused.
Yeah.
And don't forget to practice gratitude.
Right.
Take a few moments each day to appreciate all the good things in your life, no matter how small.
It's like we're planting these seeds of positivity that will grow and blossom over time.
Exactly. And remember, there's no one right way to do this.
Right.
Experiment. Play around. Find what works best for you. The most important thing is to approach it with joy and curiosity.
This has been such an incredible deep dive. I feel like I've learned so much, and I'm excited to start putting all of this into practice in my own life.
Me too. It's been such a pleasure exploring this with you.
And to all of you listening, thank you so much for joining us on this journey.
Yes, thank you.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights and are feeling inspired to harness the power of affirmations in your own lives.
And remember, you are capable of creating the life you desire.
Yes.
Believe in yourself. Trust the universe and never give up on your dreams.
Beautiful words to end on. And for those of you who want to delve deeper into the resources that we mentioned, you can find links in the episode description.
Definitely check those out.
And be sure to subscribe to The Deep Dive for more fascinating explorations into all sorts of things.
Yes.
Until next time, keep those positive affirmations flowing.